The Chicago Bulls season was a disappointment to say the least, and there are more questions than answers going into the offseason. But there is one bright spot that did happen for the Chicago Bulls, that being Alex Caruso, who was just awarded the NBA Hustle Player of the Year award. We're going to be talking about what this means for Alex Caruso and what this means for the Chicago Bulls as they head into their cloudy offseason. This is Rico Greenhowe, and this is Bulls Digest, and I'll be your host. Before we go ahead and jump into it, wanted to let you guys know that 84% of you guys are not actually subscribed to the videos. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with your latest news and happenings of your Chicago Bulls. And without further ado, guys, let's jump into the video topic of the day, which is Caruso wins the NBA Hustle Award, guys. And so this award essentially is awarded to players who affect the game in a major way, and it doesn't necessarily show up in the box score. This is big for Chicago. Obviously, we lost out on the Clutch Player of the Year award. We also lost out on the Most Improved Player of the Year award, that being with Kobe White and DeMar DeRozan. So it is quite refreshing that the Chicago Bulls win in something. And I think this is well deserved with Alex Caruso. He was an absolute terror on the defensive end, and perhaps I think one of our most consistent players out there. So, first and foremost, let's go ahead and jump into some statistics, guys, and looking at this thing. So, Alex Caruso beat out Scotty Barnes. He beat out Brandon Porzingis, who was playing the rookie there for Golden State. So he was right there. He had some big plays. You had Louis Dort, and he was terrific this year for OKC. Look at the job that he was able to do defensively in that series. I've always loved Lou Dort. Grant Williams for Charlotte. He was with the Boston Celtics here. So these are some of the names, again, that were out there for the finalists. And Alex Caruso obviously won this award. And once again, this award is for the players that affect the game, and it doesn't necessarily show up in the box score. Now, statistically, this is coming off NBA.com. So this essentially breaks down what Alex Caruso was able to do. And you're going to see, guys, that this guy was a terror out there. Look at this. So starting with the 3.7 per game in the deflection department, guys, absolutely just was the man on defense as far as getting his hands on basketballs in the passing lane. This was terrific. And this is exactly why it is like there are 5 Alex Carusos out there on the defensive end. So, was first there in the deflections. Look at this. He was 5th as far as going for loose balls recovered. If you've watched Alex Caruso, you love the way he plays because he absolutely gives everything that he has. And sometimes he hurts himself going after basketballs and really putting himself out there. So you love that. The fact that he was ranked 5th, this is again a testament of what he's doing out there with his hustle. And then look at the charges, guys. I mean, the charges drawn, he's 7th ranked there. Contested shots, 60th. And then you're looking at the per minute breakdown as well. So that's why you see that ranking there. But then you also see the screen assist, 61st as far as getting over those. And then 89th when box outs as well. And so this rankings amongst the 147 eligible players that played a minimum of 58 games, which is basically 70% of the team's total 82, which he definitely did that this year. So, kudos again, man, to Alex Caruso as you get a chance to see kind of what he was able to do here, guys. And then when you look here statistically at what he's done so far in his career, looking down at what he's done this season, it has been a bit of a breath of fresh air for Chicago Bulls fans because he was one of the most consistent pieces for us out there. He certainly was one of the hardest working players out there. And for all this trade talks and these hypotheticals putting Alex Caruso out there, this is exactly why I have been adamant as to why we would never want to let Alex Caruso go in a trade. in whatsoever. I mean, that would be ridiculous. But look at this guy, 10 points a game this year. Obviously, he had to take on a little bit more of a scoring role. You look at the blocks, or excuse me, the steals per game. Those were actually up, and also to the blocks as well. Loved the way that he actually went out here and got his total rebounding efforts up too. And then what I love about Caruso as well is that, man, his 3-point percentage right there. I love the fact that he came back from a down year and shot 40% from the field. He's not known as a 3-point specialist, but the fact that he was able to stretch the floor at times, in the sense that we so desperately needed a 3-point shooter out there, the fact that he gave us that. I mean, this guy essentially was just a utility guy for us in all facets of the game. Look at the field goal attempts. Those went up as well. And I also love to the games played, 71 games. And this is a guy that definitely took his lumps this year. Remember, he had a bad ankle sprain and he ended up playing in that Miami game. I didn't even think he was going to be able to play in this one. So, Alex Caruso, man, is just... he was amazing this year. Absolutely amazing. I mean, he was absolutely a bright spot for us, guys. And, I just think that when we're talking about building this roster out into the offseason, this is the type of guy that I want to have on my roster. And I know I get probably a lot of pushback with DeMar DeRozan. I get it. But DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Kobe White, Dosunmu, these were some of the most consistent players, along with Andre Drummond. I must give him his flowers as well. These are players that I would like to possibly build around, moving forward. And I know the DeRozan situation is a little bit of a tricky situation, especially with the, being older, and then also too, you don't want to give him a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of years. I get that, but I've always said that I think that he's a building piece, and so is Alex Caruso. I think that anytime you're trying to get to another level, you need guys in your locker room like this. DeRozan has been to an Eastern Conference Finals. Caruso has been an NBA champion for the Lakers in 2020. So you need that in your locker room to go along with your young talent to help build a culture, a winning culture. And that's what Chicago has, I think, severely missed over the years, is we have not really had a winning culture, guys. And so I love this. And, looking at this award, this really means a lot, guys, because look at some of the players that have won this in the past. He wins it this year, but you have a guy like Marcus Smart, who's won it twice with Boston. He was a huge impact on that Boston Celtics team. Remember that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were having issues, and I think that he was one of the guys in the players-only meeting that stepped up and helped the Boston Celtics turn this thing around, and they went to the finals, got beat by Golden State. But this is the type of players that are on this list. Montrezl Harrell, remember how good he was for the Clippers. I think that was right along when they had Doc Rivers there. Marcus Smart is on this list again. But, he joins another former Bull that was on here too in 2020, and that's Thaddeus Young. So, look, this is, I said, it's an award that, yes, it's not going to get a whole bunch of publicity out there, but it is certainly important to a team if you are trying to, essentially build a winning culture. You need this type of player effort out there for, the franchise, I think, to go into a different direction. So this is kudos to Alex Caruso. I hope that, our GM is not even considering trading Alex Caruso. And I hope that we are able to possibly bring free agents over that have this type of mentality that will help build a culture for Chicago, because I think we badly need that, especially with all the things that are uncertain coming up this offseason. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, guys. Was Alex Caruso well deserving of this award? Do you feel like Alex Caruso being on the team will help us in the long term as far as developing guys like Kobe White, Dosunmu, Dalen Terry, our young talent, right? And so this is Rico Greenhowe. This is Bulls Digest. And once again, guys, go Bulls. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace